Hello, everyone. Oh, there we go. Hi, guys. How are you today? Can't believe it's Wednesday already. So I made my commitment that I was going to live stream every day, and I'm a few minutes late today, so apologies for that. But yeah, I just still got it. There's so much I want to share with you today. Hi, Bonnie, but I'm going to really try and keep this short because that's my thing. I like to take a lot of time over things, and I need to really kind of hurry up sometimes. So yeah, what do I want to talk to you about today? So first of all, those things that I've written there, the title of this live stream: authenticity, accountability, action, and mirrors. Like, what the hell? So that's kind of designed to attract people because it's like creates curiosity. But I also want to make a point about it because as I was writing it, I was like, this is really confusing for the listener. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Bonnie. Lovely to have you here. So yeah, so that title, it can be confusing. So I'm sure a lot of people will see this and just gloss over it because it's like, whoa, that's too much. Already my head is like spinning. What does she mean? And they're just going to bypass me. So that is my first lesson, is to be kind of like to the point and clear on your message. When you're in business, it's so important to do that. I haven't done it in this instance because there is a lot of I want to cover, and I kind of want to use that as a point because it's my natural go-to mechanism, I guess, to perhaps talk too much, perhaps say too much, not get to the point, all those things. So I'm very aware of that. So I try and build on that. So yeah, a few things I want to talk about today. So I just sent an email out to my group, and some of you would have got it. Excuse me one sec. And it was about how I joined Slimming World a few weeks ago. When I joined Slimming World, like most of us with shiny new objects. Oh, hi Nadine, lovely to have you here with us as well. So when we do something new, bit of a shiny new object syndrome, all excited, have all these high hopes, don't we? And I thought, you know what, if I declare this to my list, if I write an email to everyone and tell them I'm doing it, this is going to be amazing, and it's going to make me stick to it. Well, it didn't. And I did hesitate to share it because there's some massive things about Slimming World that I'm fundamentally against, like what the actual scales say, and we all should go by how we feel and whether our jeans are loose or tight and all those things. But fundamentally, if you're losing, if you're getting smaller, which is what I want to do, I'm going to lose weight, and we can talk about how muscle weighs more than fat and blah, blah, blah. But for me, I know what weight I should be to feel good. And that corresponds to how I fit in my clothes and everything else. I'm not a muscle builder. I'm not a body weight lifter. So muscle is not going to have that massive effect on me. But let's not get sidetracked. So yeah, there are some things I'm fundamentally against. Also things like eat loads of low-fat food with artificial sweeteners in it so you don't miss the sugar. Well, actually, you'll still be on that same roller coaster of blood highs and lows. So that doesn't work. I went mad for Muller yogurts because I could eat them, and now they actually don't taste that nice anymore. But at first it was like, a Muller yogurt is actually going to be better than a chocolate bar. So although it's not great, it's better. So it's that step forward. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it's so similar in business. Like, you might not be doing it perfectly or how the experts say you should, but if it's better than what you were doing, then celebrate that and be proud of yourself for doing that. I was, yeah, okay, I think I've made that point. Good. Okay, so this message I sent to my group today, to my email list, was about the fact Slimming World hadn't worked. So why hadn't it worked? Because although I was showing up in terms of going to the meetings, and I was staying for the meetings, I was so inspired by these amazing women. And if you've been to a slimming club in recent years, I would say, I don't know if this one is unique, but it was phenomenal. The support and the love for people, from the Slimming World coach, from the other people in the room, just really humbling. And at one point, when I was starting to niche in business, my other drawer was body weight, body image, and weight loss, and how it creates this crazy cycle in ourselves, because something I've struggled with my whole life. And recently, even though it hasn't been bothering me like it used to, the pounds have crept on, and I just want to get back to feeling healthy and well. And obviously, look better in my skinny jeans. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, the love and the support was there, and I was showing up, but I wasn't following the plan. So I was great while I was there. And like, think about yourself for a moment. How often do you do this? When you show up to an event or a a webinar, or if you're at home, you're on Facebook, you're showing up, you're joining all these events. And when I say events, I mean online events, webinars, trainings. You're active in your Facebook group, you're on LinkedIn, you're posting on Twitter and Instagram. So technically you're showing up. But actually, what are you doing in between times? So in between times, I wasn't making a plan every week. I wasn't recording what I had eaten, and I wasn't planning my exercise to the point where I knew exactly what exercise video I was going to do that morning, or what exercise class I was going to attend that day. It was just like, I'm going to exercise. Well, what does that mean? You know, is that a walk around the block, or is it, you know, and then you start letting yourself off the hook. Oh, well, I'll do less today because I've run out of time now. Actually, you know, I set up my my laptop, the workout's ready to press play. I know exactly what one I'm doing because I know what sequence they should be in. I'm not doing it because of what I feel like. And I'm adding it onto what I was already doing. And I'm a pretty active person. I do exercise most days. It had slipped a bit. I'm not just doing miles and miles of running like I used to. So, you know, it's adding into it, improving on what I already was doing. And I'm not saying I'm perfect here at all, guys. I'm just using this as an analogy for business, which is why I shared the whole Slimming World, because I like to share and be authentic, and I'm really honest with my clients. And I think it's just got so many similarities with business. And Bonnie, yeah, you know, so many people have a bad body image. It's something I've struggled with my whole life, and I'm still not perfect, because when I am a few pounds overweight, and people always say, oh yeah, but you look great. You know, I've had people say, why are you even at Slimming World? I know that it's not my optimum weight. And regardless of what anyone says about how I look, I know that that is not my optimum health. And I'm setting myself up for problems down the line if I carry on getting bigger. So I think it's so important, and it's not just about the weight, as we know, it's about being healthy, and also knowing that I'm giving my kids their future. You know, they will do what I do, and even if they rebel against it, this is exactly the same with money or success or whatever. They can either decide, I'm going to be like my mum, or I'm going to not be like my mum. And if they're like me, they're going to be like me, and they might hate themselves for it, or they might love themselves for it, hopefully, if I set the good example. If they rebel against it, they're still going to have connections that are really hard to break. So same with money and success. If your parents were really successful, you might be really successful too, if they nurtured you in the right way and gave you the best example. If they were really successful, but at the cost of never seeing you, you're going to make sure, probably, that you're either going to do the same and probably regret it, or have this little voice in your head that you know is telling you that it's wrong, but you'll just push it away. Or you'll go the opposite way and say, no, I'm not doing that. And you'll resist the hard work, and you resist the sometimes a little bit of sacrifice that we have to make in order to move ourselves forward. So I'd love to hear your comments on this, guys, because I just find this all so fascinating. Basically, psychology of body image, psychology of business, psychology of self, psychology of business. It's all the same, and I just find it amazing. So where was I? So I'm now planning what I'm doing. It's not perfect at all. I reached out to the wonderful Angie White, and actually maybe someone could pin her, because it was in part to her that I just have had such a turnaround this week. You know, I was thinking, oh, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not losing weight. And what Ange said to me, you know, I haven't been sleeping. I've been tired, all these things. I haven't been able to get rid of this awful cough. I've had flu. And what Ange said is actually forget about the weight, but take the pressure off yourself. Make sure you're doing the things that you can influence really easily, or easier, like getting to bed on time. That's also a thing that I easily don't do. Making sure that I get to bed on time, making sure, and it's just all about having a plan and implementing it. So now I'm planning when I'm going to bed more. I'm not just going to bed when I think I should, or if I'm tired, or, you know, even though I've got loads of work to do, I make sure I go to bed. I'm not staying up to try and get through it in the hope that my diary will be clear the next day, because all that happens, as we all know, is you feel tired the next day and you're less productive, so your to-do list grows and grows and grows. So what am I saying here? So have a plan, talk to someone. You know, Ange is an amazing, Nadine said Ange is an angel. She is. Just talking to someone, an expert. So if you're there, I know I've got mainly clients on here, but I'm sure other people will watch the replay. But just find someone to talk to about your business, a mentor, a coach. You know, you can book a call with me. That's absolutely fine. Just reach out to me and I can always fit someone in for a call. I'm not that busy or that protective of my time. So I also want to say to you, you know, what is it that you need to get reinvigorated, to get reconnected to, you know, is it showing up on the calls? Is it showing up to the webinars? Or actually, and it probably is a lot more than that, you need to have this plan and you need to put it in place. And a lot of you are doing that, by the way. This isn't a lecture to the people on this live stream or the people watching the replay, but hopefully just a reminder that they're doing it well. But those of you that really know you aren't, you've got to take the action. Like, I can't just sit around and moan that I'm not losing weight if I'm not doing something to investigate whether there is an underlying problem, or not putting the plan in place that's going to help me. And, you know, what I have done since talking to Ange, found a lot more out about sleep, stuff that I kind of knew but had forgotten and didn't really want to admit to. So I've read a book about sleep. I've, you know, various things that might be blocking me, but I've still got to take the action. That's not a reason to not take the action. Same as if you have money blocks, or if you have doubts around your success, if you've got this real block around your ability to be successful, or your deservingness, if that's a word. I don't deserve success. I'm not good enough. Who am I to be successful? Who am I to be up there on a stage or running a workshop or being a coach, telling other people how to live their life? This goes through our minds all the time, and getting some thumbs up and some angry faces and some lovely flowers. But it's true, isn't it? Like, it's so often the stuff that holds us back, and we allow it. And I'm not saying ignore it. I would never say that. I'm saying continue to work on it, continue to investigate it, be your own psychologist, look at the patterns, know when you're going into resistance, know when you're not doing what you should be doing. I know that I should have got on the phone this morning. I had 2 hours blocked out for my phone calls. I got distracted, but actually I'm all right about that, because it was amazing stuff that I got distracted with. I wrote a really heartfelt post about my children and stress that kids are under and stuff. It's on my personal Facebook page if you want to have a look at that and share it, because I think it's a really important message. I know Michelle already has, so thank you, darling. You know, I had unexpected messages from people reaching out and needing help, so I dealt with that. I'm not so rigid about my time that I'm not going to do that, but at the same time I need to be careful that on my to-do list for today, okay, I've got some catching up to do. Now I need to really focus. So yeah, there's a few phone calls that I need to make, people I need to reach out to. Why? Because I need to keep filling that pipeline. And if you saw my live on Monday, you'll know that I've been quiet because I've been ill and blah, blah, blah. I can use all those excuses. But at the end of the day, I haven't been, I don't want to use the word prospecting, but I haven't been making those contacts and filling that pipeline for future clients. So I've got an amazing event coming up in 2 weeks, 2 weeks tomorrow. I haven't done much to fill it. I can absolutely run it with the amount of people I've got. I don't do that because it's going to be amazing. But I'd like to get a few more people there. I'm not going to lie. So you guys, if you know anyone that would like to come to the event, let me put the link in here. There we go. Then please just share that link with them. introduce them to me by email or Facebook message, or give me their number. I'm not going to do a pushy job. If it's if they want to come, then that would be great. But I think it's often much easier to talk to someone in person and explain what it's all about. Let me just share this also. Yeah. So this is so interesting because maybe it's according to which one I press to go live first. But sorry, a bit of a distraction. But in my group today, I've only got 2 people watching. So say hi, tell me who you are. But on my page, I've got loads more. And yesterday it was the other way around. So I think that also goes to show the value of streaming in 2 places at one time. But if you're not doing that, and it's very easy to do, because how do you do that? You just open 2 windows. It's really easy. And actually what I should have done is live stream on my personal page, because that got loads of comments when I ran a webinar from there. Hi, Robin. Lovely to have you here. I think I owe you an email, and it will be on its way tonight. I apologise about that. It's been pretty manic couple of days. I'm really looking forward to working with you, Robin. Can't wait. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so stream in multiple places, or at least mix up where you stream from. Consistency is important, and that's why I always stream from those 2 places. But as I just said, I did do a webinar training from my live from my personal page, and that was amazing. Created, got some really new and different people commenting, and that created a buzz, and things have materialized as a result of that. I'll put my teeth back in soon. So guys, any questions, any comments? So let me explain. It's authenticity. I shared about joining Slimming World, even though I was like, I don't know if I want to do this and expose myself, and I don't know if I want that extra pressure, and people no doubt commenting and judging me. You don't need to go. Why are you going? Slimming World is rubbish, it doesn't work, it's so bad because it tells you to eat loads of artificial sweeteners. Risked all that. Accountability, absolutely imperative. Not just showing up to the calls and to the webinars and everything else that you're doing, but showing up for yourself, implementing, moving on to action, taking the action and making it happen. You just got to do that. Despite all the resistance, it feels like you're wading through, never mind treacle, like sinking mud, absolute sinking mud, like that poor horse in Never Ending Story. I always think of that. Horrible. But that's what it feels like sometimes, doesn't it? But sometimes, yes, you have to take time off and nurture yourself and do stuff to get you back in the zone, but you still have to take the action. You can't always put it on hold. And mirrors, because, hey, isn't everything we do in our personal lives the same as what we do in business? So similar. Unless you're hiding behind the mirror and you're too scared to come out and just admit and be honest about your real life. I think it's much healthier to do that and let everyone know that you're not perfect. Who wants a perfect coach? I wouldn't want it. So Nadine from Calmer Self says, looking after yourself is always so important, but it's good to have someone to hold you accountable. I do this for my clients and you do it for me, Liz. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Nadine. And the great thing is, this is a great point. I'm so glad you posted that, Nadine. Thank you. Nadine works, obviously, Calmer Self. She helps people to feel calm. She does Reiki and healing, and she's absolutely amazing. Even doing that, you need to be held accountable, because, I teach tapping. The amount of times people don't do it in between. Sometimes I don't do it in between. And sometimes I think, oh gosh, the last time I tapped was when I was tapping with a client. And that's ridiculous. So holding ourselves accountable, but also holding those around us accountable. And that could be in a really soft, loving way, even if it's a family member. Obviously, be very careful about that. But yeah, you think, oh, relaxation, do I need to hold people accountable? Of course you do. It's so important. Whatever line of work you're in, as a coach, as a advisor, as whatever it is you're doing. I keep getting angry faces. I hope someone's, and tearful faces. I hope someone's pressing those buttons by accident. If not, you must tell me. What am I doing to upset you? I think that's a mistake. I know that's been done before. But yeah, it's just so important, isn't it? And Bonnie says, being vulnerable is scary. You get judged harshly sometimes. You absolutely do. And I think the importance is to show, and you do this a lot of the time, Bonnie, that you've grown from it, and that you've come through it, and not to, you know, it's a balance, isn't it? You don't want to be poor me, but you want to show them the journey that you've been through and the inspiration. And I think you do that beautifully. So guys, it's 20 minutes already, so I'm going to hold it there and halt it there even, and look forward to talking with you tomorrow. It won't be at 12 because I have an appointment, but what it will be at, oh, interesting, I've just looked at my phone to look at the times, and I've got a few emails about my email, so how interesting. Cool. So yeah, tomorrow will be a different day. I can't tell you when, but I will tell you when tomorrow. And Friday, watch out for Friday's live stream, because at 12 we have the wonderful Jenny Moore of More Time. She's my VA, but she's also my best friend. And that was a story in itself of how we eventually came to work together. And she only set up her business in September, and she's taken another person on. She's a VA service. She's taken on an employee because she's so busy. She's absolutely phenomenal. She has triplets. She has a husband that works really long hours. If anyone, like when I think of organisation and just getting stuff done, I think of Jenny. And she's going to help us with how she doesn't blitz through distraction or procrastination. She doesn't even entertain it. It's not even in her vocabulary. To the point where I think sometimes she thinks I'm mental, because I'm like, oh, I'm just not doing it. Tell me, just get me going. And she does that. So I wanted to share her gifts with you, and also to let you know how brilliant she is at what she does. And if people want to hire her, fantastic. And if they don't, then just be inspired and motivated by her amazing message. That's happening on Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Lots of love. Oh, I'm just about to press the button. Don't forget the event, okay, guys? If you can share that link, reach out to people for me. That would be amazing. Robin, we spoke about that, didn't we? But anyone else you can think of, who would that be brilliant for? Who would benefit from learning how to create their business and get it to the point where they can earn 50k plus per annum? I'm there for you guys. And if you think that's a stretch, it's totally doable. And so is so much more. Okay, I am going to go now. Love to you all. Have a wonderful day, and speak to you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. I'll speak to many of you at 2 o'clock because we've got a group call. Bye.